Hi, my name is Colin Frost. Today I'm going to be talking about pricing strategies and the best way to maximize profits by setting a distinct and certain price for your product or service. So asking people to pay too much for your product or service can be very dangerous. A lot of times people will stop buying. So it's important to find the optimum price to maximize profit margins and make sure that customers are continuing to come back and buy your product or service. So there's certain steps that you need to take in order to set the ideal price. So first, you need to know your market. So you got to find out what your customers are willing to pay, as well as what your competitors are charging. So if you have a competitor in the same industry as you, you need to take a look at what they're pricing their product for and see if you can either price the same, price more, or price less. It all depends on your market, and it all depends on what your customers are looking for out of your product and your price. Next, you need to choose the best pricing technique. So cost plus pricing strategy involves adding a markup based off the cost. So you have a bunch of variable costs and direct costs. So you have to calculate that, know how much it costs to make each individual unit, and then go from there. And that will kind of help you determine what your best pricing strategy is before making that final choice. So by working out your costs, you'll determine the ideal price for your product, and you'll know the minimum that you have to charge your customers, and then you can go from there. And I'd say consider a cost plus pricing strategy. You need to add a margin or markup to your break-even point. So this is usually expressed as a percentage of your break-even. And if the price is too high, sometimes you have to trim your costs. So if customers aren't buying a product that's priced, say, at $50, but you have room, or you could make changes in your process innovation, how you're making it, then you can then trim some of those variable costs, make it a little less to produce your product. Then you can then kind of trim your variable cost. And then set a value-based price. You'll need to know your market well to set a value-based pricing strategy. So a good example of this is Starbucks. They know that they have a pretty strong customer base, and they continue to come back and buy their product, buy their coffee, and they don't really see a lot of drop-off in revenues from people that from when they add a steeper price. So if they increase price of a small coffee from $2 to $2.10, they don't see a big drop off. A lot of times people will continue to come back and purchase their product because it's of high quality, and they trust and are loyal to Starbucks as a company. And always stay on your toes. The last thing is the pricing really isn't static. It's always fluctuating depending on the economy and the market. So make sure you're always kind of coming back to your pricing strategy, making adjustments when needed, and go from there. Thank you.